Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
We wake up talking about the plan a little, mainly that our encounters must be short and decisive. I must get all the information I can about them so I can effectively plan to take them down. I'm going to help out the people in Briarhaven first, so I can get my levels up to a point where I feel confident that I can do that. So I start today going around town getting requests. The first one is getting a thing called a Dragon Thistleberry to help someone who will die if I don't. The second one is way easier, just getting some flowers for a kid. Need to head back to the capital for that one. Next is simply buy a toothbrush of Hygiena at a small town, getting a deed from a man who enjoys fights, and finally the Chalice of Legends, which apparently I'll get some info if I go to the bounty board, which is what I'll do. But first I look inside the arena and find a guy. He seems close enough to the person I'm looking for, so I talk to him, getting his interest due to my status as a candidate, but I'm unable to keep him on the hook for any possibilities of a deed, sadly. But if I were to climb a legendary tower, I might be able to get his interest, giving me a new goal and a hint from the informant, so I head there, but sadly the informant has no information about a tower. But I did get told about each guard that protects the keys of the Skyrunner. Xanth is huge and strong, but weak to status ailments like burn and poison. Seba is a mage that repels attacks, so any form of negation to that will work in our favor, especially if we use magic, something my party isn't well known for, so I might dodge him. Gleckholm likes to inflict daze by the sounds of it, but it's easily provoked, so Hulkenberg will be very useful in that fight. The helmsman Sabo loves Juno, which isn't what I want, but with a tad probing, he seems to be weak to electric due to trauma. And finally Salva, who spams almighty magic but is weak to piercing attacks. So that should be a tad challenging, but it'll be things I need for the days upcoming as I end this quest with grabbing the bounty, finding out where the chalice is, and then talking to Barden. We're talking in the end, asking for my consort about picking the next ruler. Not a king or anything, but a town governor. It's what he believes the town needs. And most of the town are with him on this, especially with the events around Joanna, so the town's turning to extreme course of action. Fortunately, the new lord has allowed self-government. Guess it works in his favor too, since he won't have to govern. There's one small issue with it. He believes that clergyman is best suited, he's a solid enough man, and he is on board, but the town actually wants Barden to be governor. I like the sound of that. He has a strong will and will lead these people well. He's thankful to hear my kind words, but he thinks himself too weak, thinking he's on a pedestal as some noble knight who put everything to right, but he knows it's thanks to us. But alas, he can say that to the heavens, but they'll still want him as governor. They want to feel safe and know that there's someone there that they can rely on, but he is no ruler in his eyes. Wondering if he really should. That's why I decided to give him some inspirational words. Well, in my opinion, they're inspirational, saying that everything worth doing is always a challenge. He remembers hearing that the closer you get to your breaking point, the better you become, adding that you can't be better without a little challenge, can you? Giving him the push to go for governor. He still doesn't think he's the man for the job, but he'll give it his all. He's got for the town, hoping I'll still advise him on the way, which I agree as our bond deepens. The tavern owner is happy hearing that, saying that they care about him, but they're sick of waiting. The regular agrees, knowing that they'll rest easy under his lead, giving him hope and talking about countermeasures against the Sandworm threat. But they also tease him on being bad with kids, saying that they hate being chased by him during hide and seek, screaming and crying. He's confused, asking, isn't that how it's played? He brushed it off, thanking me, but now I'm scared. How does he play hide and seek? Well, regardless, I'd rather not know. Leaving for the capital, as I meet up with Brigitta, who wasn't expecting me to show up at a time like this, asking if I heard the cries, as they bellow outside about a terrorist hideout has been burned down, all thanks to Lady Brigitta. Oh no, those innocent Ujifs. I ask if it's true, and she confirms the entire village up in a sea of fire, but she didn't do that. Now the people she met then at that village, they're all dead now. They were no anti-Igniter group, and yet it was the Sanctus Church. No, the people who do their dirty work. They want the world to see Igniters as the only defense they have against violence, and they set a village ablaze to prove it. and by taking their dog, they made her a tool for their evil scheme, making it seem like an anti-Igniter group, knowing she would respond with extreme prejudice. Even though I stepped in, it's still done, and she was held responsible, seeing it as a warning, wanting total, unquestionable obedience from her. I ask what she'll do. She replies that killing the churchmen will not change anything, not when it's all rotten to the core. The world is a horrific place, defined by inequality and intolerance, and the people who shape that are the wealthy few that sit on top of it all, which is the church. Thinking about her past being a child of poverty, but even though all they did to survive together, broke bread together, they died slowly. The starvation or the torture took their lives. The church wheedles the strong and takes from the weak their wealth and their lives. She remembers the memory of their cold, dead bodies. That's when she decided she'll be doing the taking, but it's all getting too much for her, regardless of everything she's done, all the work, all the clawing she's done. She's just an underling of the church, saying that even though she's climbed out of hell, there's just another circle of it waiting. It never ends. She can't take it anymore, asking how far she must fight them, how much must she take from them to ensure that they no longer tear things from her grasp. Thinking, I'm next, giving up, but I'm honest, I can protect myself, and eventually I'll be beyond the church's grasp. So she doesn't need to worry about me. She's just baffled, asking how I can still believe there's light in this horrible world, asking why I can't just let her give up. She asked me a question on when I think of this world I want to create, what do I imagine? And I reply, a country of hope. She softly chuckles, saying it's too much for her, wishing her heart was strong and beautiful as mine, as I stay by her side.